Today's topic focuses on an exciting development in Virginia, where the rural communities are set for a major upgrade in public transportation. 11 transit agencies across the state have been awarded over $4 million in federal funding to replace 39 aging buses. This funding, provided through the FTA's Buses and Bus Facilities program, will help reduce maintenance costs and improve service reliability. By modernizing their fleets, these transit agencies will ensure reliable connections to jobs, education, and healthcare for residents. Join us as we delve into this achievement and hear from a key stakeholder about the grant application process.
My name is Zach Trogdon. I am the Chief of Public Transportation with the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation. I had a great team of transit planners and program professionals here at DRPT. And we work directly with providers across the Commonwealth to provide transit solutions. We develop and manage funding programs that provide operating and capital funding to transit providers. And we also have some other specialized programs, but that's the bulk of what we do is provide some capital and operating funding. Our mission at DRPT is to connect and improve the quality of life for all Virginians with innovative transportation solutions. And so through our funding programs, that's what we do. The main objective of our project was to replace transit assets for a number of rural agencies in the Commonwealth. Overall, we worked with 11 rural transit agencies to help replace about 39 assets overall. So we go by transit asset management principles, which is, time the replacement of assets so that they don't become maintenance headaches or problems. So that was what we were working with when we applied to the program, is that we were applying for funding to help replace a number of assets in our rural transportation program for rural agencies. We may have had a leg up in that, in terms of replacing assets and putting together information for, putting together an application like this. We already had, that's one of our core competencies. We're also a funding agency, so we have information about which assets are out there, what needs replaced. And so we were able to put that together, fairly quickly. And we were able to be very clear in, what we were putting in our application. And so, we were able to just state it very, very, very simply. I mean, we didn't make it complicated. And actually the assets we were replacing were pretty straightforward too. Most of them were either, traditional gasoline buses or maybe some CNGs or something like that. And so we were able to be very clear and to provide a lot of the necessary data about why we were doing this, because we basically have the same type of requirements for our program itself. Another thing I would mention is that I just mentioned we basically had about 11 transit agencies that we were working with on this. So we did show that we were really spreading out the benefits, for lack of a better term. And so I think that may have been helpful in terms of just showing that we were taking the funding we were given and we're able to benefit many agencies in various geographies of our Commonwealth. So I think those types of things really helped us to get together a solid application. It's just one of our core competencies. We were already very proficient at this, but that was able to come through in the application, and then we made sure to to try to show that we were going to be benefiting a lot of different stakeholders with this. So our rural agencies out there, they were kind of partnering with us in a way to get these done. We work with our rural agencies to take in applications from them to fund their assets, and so we worked with our transit agencies to verify what they needed and to make sure that they still needed those assets and to get that support. So we did collaborate with them because, again, any money we could get from these programs to fund these things would free up that money that we might otherwise spend on it from our our own revenue. So we collaborated with the transit agencies on this. We also collaborated just with other agencies within the Commonwealth to get letters of support to put towards this as well. We applied to the Bus and Bus Facilities Program, and which is through the Federal Transit Administration. And one thing that the FTA has been stressing for years is transit asset management principles, making sure that we're replacing transit assets in a timely manner, and instead of letting them become operational problems or maintenance problems that cost more money to maintain versus replacement. So we used useful life metrics that include mileage and age, and we included all the transit asset management types of measurements that were needed that we already kind of track. And so we emphasize those. We also, our rural agencies in Virginia, a lot of them are in areas that have, some of the less fortunate poverty statistics, the less fortunate educational attainment. And so we also were stressing that this was also about, helping the economies of these areas and helping the people to improve potentially their educational attainment, to improve their job prospects by allowing these transit agencies to operate more effectively and efficiently. So those were and so we could also point out some of those demographic statistics in these rural areas as well. At the national level, they're stressing asset management principles, transit asset management principles. Of course, at every level you just mentioned there, we're stressing trying to use these types of public goods and public infrastructure to give people assistance in terms of attaining better educational levels, alleviating poverty, and of course just being able to operate more efficiently and effectively. So I think our project was ready-made for that because of the agencies that we chose to help and in the areas they're in. So we think we ticked all those boxes by choosing to work with the agencies we did in the areas that they're in. And so we certainly, we tailored our application a lot to reinforce that type of message that this is what we were using this funding for. Yeah, I think we were pretty well placed as a state level entity to, already have a good relationship with our partners that we were working with, already have a lot of the data we needed, already have sort of the story that we need, and to know, what kind of benefits were coming from this. And so we were able to lay out a very simple but clear and concise application, which I think helps. I mean, this wasn't necessarily an innovative project, but it was just something that was going to really serve a need that was already being met and already out there. And so to just continue some good things. So I think, again, keeping it simple, being very clear, having your data and your story, but being able to use that effectively and just reinforcing that as you go along, I think, contributed to our success, and it's something that your applicants could hopefully use. But again, getting with someone like your state agency or partnering with others and, seeing if you can put in an application involved partnership, I think probably also helps a lot.